Hi, this is Dr. Fun Fong, candidate for Cobb Republican Chair. Been asked to say a few words about my origin and my family life. I'm descended from an ethnic group of 250 families that immigrated to the U.S. From Canton Province in the early 1900s. They took advantage of a loophole in the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1883 that one could immigrate to the U.S. if they started a business there. Most elected to start grocery stores, a few elected to start restaurants, and a few started laundromats. We worked hard. This group believed in generational sacrifice, placing the value of educating their kids and bettering their lives first. And they worked very hard. They had to cater to both black and white communities. They had to be very social, outgoing, reliable, and they wanted to be thought of as good citizens of the U.S. They were drafted. They fought in World War II very proudly. They were happy to be considered U.S. citizens. Yes, they had a lot of discrimination, and a number of people could not go to public school because of the discrimination. Yet, it did not keep them from fulfilling the ambitions of their family. And so they kept working at it, and we have continually worked to become upwardly more mobile. My father, an old country physician, put me through medical school. I lived in eastern Arkansas and Memphis, Tennessee. And eastern Arkansas is a very poor rural area of the country. I picked up a lot of the rural values, hunting, fishing, rural family values that coincide a lot with Republican values. And so I spent 1 year in Vanderbilt, decided to hedge my bets, and went to University of Arkansas Fayetteville to make sure I could go to med school. I went to University of Arkansas Medical Sciences in Little Rock, spent 1 year in New York City doing a surgical internship, and then finished up doing emergency medicine at Little Rock, being afflicted with homesickness. I went to East Tennessee to start working there. I loved the mountains, and so I worked over there. At Oak Ridge, I learned to be a national leader in radiation disaster medicine and was a national leader in that. Did some papers, did some authoring, wrote some book chapters, that type of thing. I had strong organizational skills. I went and was the section chair of disaster medicine, was then invited to become an assistant professor at Emory. After 3 years, my daughter was born, and my ambition just sort of dropped and waned. I still remained the senior medical officer of the Georgia 3 Disaster Medical Assistance Team. I worked around emergency departments in Metro Atlanta, and then I started my chess career in there somewhere. I was a contractor for the CDC. I did a lot of organizational work for chess at the state chapter level, became elected to the national board, to the U.S. Chess at the national level, where we managed a $6 million budget company, which I was very privileged to have had a part in managing. My marriage held up until my daughter was 18, at which time we separated and divorced. I did that, we had problems earlier, but I decided to only part after daughter left for college there out of consideration for her. I am still working in emergency medicine. I'm going to try to keep working until I've acquired 40 years of experience in clinical practice there. And so that's basically my long and the short. And you've already heard my political resume, I believe. And so I will leave it at that. Thank you for listening.